Good evening, welcome to our very new stream. Good evening to all my fellow traders, investors. Welcome to our another stream. Every week we come up with few more trading ideas, and this is what we're gonna talk for this week as well. I will be sharing my market insights. I will be sharing my trading ideas with you. Let me know in the comment section what do you feel about today's stream. Your comments matters a lot to us as a team. We wanted to make sure that every trading opportunity could be well understood and executed. The objective of this stream is to make you aware how easy it is to make money in the financial market if you know how financial market works. And this is my objective, to make you aware how trading would be effective in the longer runs. So welcome to the stream to all my fellow traders and investors. Welcome to the stream once again. Let me know how was your week. And again, the comment sessions will be very helpful for us to guide you or navigate your trading journey. In this week, we will exclusively have a lot of conversation. I need to have this conversation with you. In the last week, we talked about non-farm payroll, the various trading ideas, the opportunities, and today this is what I will be sharing with you. I'm very thrilled that these trading ideas could be very effective, specifically if we try to trade the trades on Forex. Dear traders, let me tell you that in today's session, every trade that I execute or every market analysis that I will be sharing, it will be completely based on my idea and my predictions of the market. I've been working here from close to 6 years, and my objective always has been to guide you effectively well. So, following my advice, you can take the trade, but you will be acting at your own discretion. Welcome to the stream, dear traders. Let me know how was your week performance compared to last week to this week. How did you compare it? Like, which trading idea help out for you in the last week? We talked about Brent, and we know absolutely the fact that the Brent has surpassed all the expectations. It was an estimated number of around 100 or 120 dollar per barrel would be the value, and right now the because of there is a lot of pressure globally, and if we talk from the market point of view, sentiments have been highly on the volatile side. I will be sharing my insights. We'll wait for a minute or two for a few more traders to join, and I'll be sharing my ideas with you. Here, as you know, in this stream, I will specifically be sharing my trading ideas. So your views and your advice matters a lot. Let's begin our conversation. So we all know that the financial market is very volatile. In fact, I was looking onto the volatility index. If you go ahead on the economic calendar, you will see that the VIX index, so S&P 500 VIX index, is 5.91% higher, which means the market is substantially volatile. In fact of the matter, today is one of the worst market situation that we have seen from a very long time. Because of this international conflict, the conflict between Israel, Iran, and US, this has been escalated. Now this is the close to 8 day for today, from the escalation of this situation, 8 or 9th day specifically for today, and this has built a lot of market volatility. So I will be talking about that in more detailed manner with you. So here what we can see that the S&P 500 volatility index is very high. That means all the stock market, if I'll name it like Indian stock market, S&P 500, Dow Jones, DIX index, Russell 2000. If I'll type out DIX index, so here the DIX index right now recovered some part of it, but in the morning, it was a complete bloodbath. I mean, if you look into the market sentiments, it was 3.5%. The market was down by 3.5%, and that is how the market behaved. So the market volatility was very high during the time, and it did. And yeah, by the way, congratulations to all my fellow Indian traders. We won the World Cup. Cheers to the team, and let's get back to the trading. Let's try to understand the market from the heat map point of view. So this is what I'm about to show it to you. So the first thing that we have seen that a lot of people, the market sentiments is highly bearish for the currency pair which are against USD. So because of this conflict has escalated to such an extent. So right now there usually are the three kind of formation that happens in the market when we talk about the market volatility. So the if we talk about the financial state of any country, it's been divided into three segments. The first segment is we called as inflation. Inflation is a tool which determines the value or the depreciation in the value of currency with respect to time. The second one we call it as recession. Recession is a time on which if there is a lot of layoff happens and there is no economic growth happens, that is what we call it as a recession period. And the third one is we call it as stagflation. Now stagflation is very unique term. I will be, if you guys want to know about it in today's conversation, I will be sharing my markets insight about it as well. So so what's happening right now in the financial market? So the one thing for sure, the market, so the people often tends to invest more in gold and silver during the war conflict situation, which is the existing situation right now. But what we have seen, gold is holding amidst this great volatility. Gold is holding its position from 5,000 to $5,100 troy ounce. That means 31.25 grams of gold. The price would be like around $5,100 globally. I'm stating from that point of view. Now because of this factor, the market has seen substantial volatility. And if I'll say volatility, it's the greatest volatility of these times. Apart from this, people who are relying on the safe haven is not actually the US dollars and gold and silver. Right now, because of this conflicting situation, people often are investing in a pair where there will be a substantial growth, and that is the reason why the dollar index has a very strong potential. So right now we know that gold and silver act as a good level of a safe haven, but right now people are investing heavily in the dollar index, and that is the reason we can see that is a substantial price growth in the dollar starting from the last week or so. So the peoples are heavily investing in or buying dollar for the safer side, since it is one of the world's reserve currency, and the market volatility is just because of the same. So that is one thing that we are observing these days. With this volatility, we can expect the market momentum to be keep on being on the volatile side. That is one thing for sure, dear investors. Moving on, moving on. Now, after this, the second hypothesis that we're gonna understood from the logical point of view or the sentimental point of view is whichever currency against the US dollar has to fall. So if you look into the euro against USD, it did depreciate by huge margin, and that is the reason the value of euro USD has been continuously tumbling down. In the last week, non-farm payroll was released, and it exactly, I mean, I was anticipating the non-farm payroll to be more on the positive side, but in fact of the matter, if you look into this data on Friday, we can see that the non-farm payroll was worst during the time. So here the unemployment rate rose from 4.3% to 4.4%. That is 0.1% increase in an uh, unemployment rate, and the anticipation was like around 158,000 jobs could have been created, but the non-farm payroll suggested otherwise. It is basically showing around 92,000 jobs were only, I mean, the number of jobs, like the people, around 92,000 of the people lost their jobs. This is the one of the worst data that we have seen in the recent times. Even the last month data was better. 126 jobs were created, but this time 92,000 people have lost their jobs. So I mean, enroll for the unemployment rate. That is the reason we are seeing the increase in the unemployment rate. So what really happened? Because of this factor, the value of dollar decreased down. Now, what I was having conversations with the client in the last week, that even though the dollar data diminishes, but it doesn't really follow the part where it is not treated as a safe haven. That means this time it would be treated as the safe haven. So even though the market decreases, the conversation that I had with the client, that even though the value of dollar decreased, if we could have opened our position on the buying side, because the reason for opening our position on the buying side was the safe haven tag that it is been attached with it, and that is what we exactly are seeing. So while I was having conversations with the client, what we did, we opened buy direction trade. So that means we try to open the position before even the market data was released, and we call it as BT trade. That means buy direction trade, opening up a neutral position. So one of the trade was the non-profitable. That means one trade has the non-profitability of 100%. However, the second trade has made the profit of around 140. So even if we subtract $50 from here, we were $20 more positive in this segment. That's the first thing. Now let's talk about the second thing here. We know for the sure whenever the value of the USD will decrease, it has a very strong chances of increasing, and that is where we basically scalp our way out. We open one position on the US dollar against the Japanese yen with 100x as a multiplier, made around 10% profit, and we left the market rather than staying in the market for the longer time. We close it early because we never know when the market sentiment is going to reverse. So our objective was to scalp our way out, and that is what exactly we did. However, in the demo account, I did exactly opposite of it. If you look into the demo account, I think around yeah, this is the trade that I opened during uh, this period. Exactly the on the non-farm payroll data, and we closed it on today, just to check how much profit we could have made using the 500x multiply. It shows around 200% profit could have been easily made, since we are able to close the trade on the highest position. So we took the take profit margin of around 200% this time. So we did manage to make profit in this. So existing situations, the Euro USD, GBP USD has a very strong points of decreasing. When we talk about the commodity market, that means gold and silver, these have been keep on stagnated. So not much of the variation has been seen recently here. 0.1 or 0.2%. If you look into this data here, we can see all the sideways trends. So not many buyings or selling potential right now. Even though if you want to buy or sell our position with the highest value of multiplier, so we can see that if we draw a rectangular part here, and here we can mark this as a good level of support and resistance. This could basically indicates the buying at the bottom price and selling at the highest price with a very moderate value of stop loss and take profit would be even better. We have one comment. Rishabh said, I haven't received my RFT. Rishabh, I do not have any idea. Can you tell me your trader ID in the comment section so that I can check in the system? Mr. Badamji said SL hit karata hai. I lost 1500 in days two in. I'm very sorry for the losses. Remember, to all my investors who are new in trading, you leverage your skill to make money in the financial market. And the skill you get is by understanding the depths of the market. That is the reason we as a team are here to help you and guide you through this journey. Again, this week, if you're trying to open the trade with fixed time trade or forex, remember opening up the trade with the smaller amount will be a lot of volatilities. I mean, specifically for the shorter duration, even if you look into my trade history, I do open trades with the martingale approach but slightly higher than 1 minute duration. The reason why we go ahead with the slightly elevated time, because when you take the trade for the shorter duration, the volatility can kick in and it can create a lot of last moment volatility, which can cause the trade to be in the non-profitable side. Mr. Akash ji said, hello brother, can you tell me one profitable trade right now? It depends. We Our main objective for today's understanding is the forex part. In case if you are more willing to know about the fixed time trading, you can join our another stream where the conversation and the consultations will be held specifically with your local regional language, which is Hindi, and they will be taking the trade live in your trading account. Even though if I want to take the trade live, All the trades that I will be taking are delayed from any time between 10 seconds to a minute. So I would highly not advise you to copy my trade. Okay. Now, what is the second point of understanding this? Mr. Dominic just said some of us withdrawal problem. Can you tell me what sort of withdrawal problems are you facing, Mr. Dominic? I will be very happy to assist you with that. Mr. Muhammad Ahmed just said 1,500 by few seconds. Is it a glitch? Not really. So the thing is when you take the trade with a very small duration, specifically I have seen the traders. Let me know in the comment section what is your trading time, Mr. Mohammed. Because if your trades are non-profitable by very few seconds, I mean, in the very last second or so, I can guarantee you that majority of the trade could have been taken lesser than 1 minute's duration. Okay, Mr. Time Pass ji said, I'm learning day by day. That is what we do. We learn trading every day, one day at a time and one step at a time. Anyway, so we talked about the forex market. GBP USD, Euro USD, we still will be slightly on the bearish side. Do not try to open your trade on the buying side because these are highly on the selling side. And since the US dollar is acting as a safe guardian, I mean the safe haven, so more chances for US dollar to keep it itself on the rising side. That's is the highest probability that we can expect. Second thing, if you have seen that. The state of Umbrez is basically an area from which the 20% of the Brent is been followed through the different part of the countries. It is been disabled because of the conflicting situation, and that is where a lot of volatility has happened. So 20% global crude oil demand is not been successfully reached, and that is the reason we can see when the supply is reduced, demand do we can see the substantial demand in the prices, and that is what is happening from the day, I mean this everything started in the last week. And if you remember, in the last week we had this conversation that during this conflicting situation during this conflicting situation the value of Brent, uh, if we remember, yeah, around 26, we can see that the value of Brent was like around 60-70 dollar per barrel, and soon afterward it started rising like anything from $70 per barrel to by today. In fact, the price went to $117 per barrel. That is the highest growth anyone has seen. So more than 40% rise in the prices of Brent. And right now, what we can see that the price correction is still been there. It's a part of the price correction which has been happening right now. Majority of the price has been successfully corrected, but the war is still not over. So that means even though it corrected by a big margin, let's just suppose it's 100%, and right now what we can see that around 70% of the price did get corrected, but in the longer run Brent still will be the choice for a lot of traders uh, to be on the buying side. I'm learning day by day. Mr. Mohammed ji said 1 to 2 minutes duration. Mr. Mohammed, the higher the time duration you select, the lesser the chances for you to lose the trade in the last second. That is, I'm very positive about, because most of the my trade, if you look into my trading accounts, have been higher than a minute duration or two. Although I take the mix of the trade, that means some of the trades on fixed time trading and some of the trades on forex. But yeah, managing your risk and mitigating your risk, that is the most important factor, as all traders we should understand. Mr. Yogesh G sent his trader ID. Hello sir, I deposited 4,500 but not credited in my ID. I sent bank statement scan recording by email but no solution. I would highly encourage you to reach out to the support team. If the support team hasn't been involved in resolving your query, I will look into these details and I will make sure that our support team will be conveyed by the details that you haven't received the deposit yet. Please be assured that the Olymptrade will take the full responsibility of the every single deposit that you made on the platform. We want to assure that we have been working from 2014, and even a simple a dollar or $2 is your high earned amount, and we respect that. And Olymptrade will take the full responsibility. Never to worry about that. It will be well compensated, dear traders. If the amount is not been created, Olymptrade will take the responsibility and credit the given amount on priority, Mr. Yogesh. I hope I have answered your question, Mr. Yogesh. All right. Moving on to today's conversation. So Brent has a good chances of recovering. That is one thing for sure. So $100 per barrel will act as a substantial level of resistance, but I am very positive that the prices of Brent will be keep on pushing it themselves in the buying side. That's one thing. Second thing in this situation is what's happening with the cryptocurrency. We cannot see, I mean, no, in the conflicting situation, the value of Bitcoin went to 63,000. The value of per Bitcoin went to 63,000. From 63,000, it went to $74,000 per BTC. Now this time, this one is acting as a good level of psychological level. And since 65,000, 63,000 is a good level of support, what I did, I opened one trade with the very small value of multiplier, anticipating that even if the market decrease by some margin, it will, so first level of support that it will gonna have would be around 65, then 63, and the last one would be around 60,000. So these are the two levels that you can see on my screen. Amid this volatility, Bitcoin became stick to this price level of 63,000 and 65,000. So these are a very good level of support. And even during this conflicting situation, it didn't budge beyond these prices. So that means these levels are a very good levels to hold your positions. Keep into the mind, dear traders, during this situation, it is absolutely important to diversify your capital. So and another thing is, like, since today it was one of the biggest drop that we have seen in the recent time. If we talk about indexes specifically, that Sensex, Nifty 50, Bank Nifty, DAX, Dow Jones, and since we talked about it as well, so what gonna happen, because these indexes drop significantly, they will try to recover some part of it. That is the reason we open one position on the Nasdaq on the buying side, because whenever around 3 and 3.5%, 3 and 3.5%, 3.5% drop in the existing price of Nasdaq, it gives us an opportunity to buy at the bottom. This is the effective hypothesis which has been used by the people all over the country. And this is what we did. We invested close to 500 with the 50x as a multiplier, and we are just holding our position. The same principle applies to DAX, which is the Germany index. It dropped close to 3.7%, and right now what we can see, it is on the recovery side. So no market can be continuously on the pulling side. The people will be keep on investing, buying at the dips, and that is what we can see from these existing circumstances. We have one comments. Mr. Kamal Marmadji said, "Hello, sir. Good evening, Mr. Kamal. Welcome to the stream. I hope in today's conversation we'll be digging a lot deeper into the financial market. Even though the economic indicators are against the US, but very strong chances for the US dollar to increase because of the safe haven tag that it is carrying in these circumstances. So if you wish to invest, remember, in whichever currency the drop is more than 5% or close to 5% or even rise, they will gonna correct. And because the German index dropped significantly, it will gonna recover some part of it. That is the reason we can open a trade on the buying side. Still be very cautious in terms of long-term holding situation. Gold and silver are very stagnant. I mean, they are stuck to one price level and they are not willing to budge beyond that. So keep in mind, 5,000 will be a very good level of support in case you wish to hold your position for the longer time. $5,000 per troy ounce for the gold will be an incredible entry points if you wish to open. If you see this one pending order I have created here, if the market drop down significantly, if my pending order open, I will be making a good amount of profit from this point onwards. So one trade is alive. However, there are a few more trades of ours are still on the positive side. Gold 279, Bitcoin we open for today, close over 27% profit. Nasdaq is also profitable, and as I told you, Brent in the upcoming days will try to recover itself. The reason behind that is because of the Gulf situation and the supply diminishing side. So good chances for them to keep themselves on the rising side. These are the major trading ideas, in my opinion. So these are the major trading ideas that we should be taking a very closer look on. In my opinion, these are the various market moments, and we should keep a very closer look on the existing market situation to keep a closer look on the market. Anyways, guys, you can let me know in the comment section what do you feel about today's stream. Your views and your trading ideas matters a lot. I think Shirley ji said, "Sir, I didn't get your comment, sir. Please, you can let me know your question. I'll be more than happy to answer." So, dear traders, these were the major trading ideas from my end. If you look into the cryptocurrency, these are still on the buying side, but with a very cautious approach. If you look them from the day-to-day perspective, BTC 66, 67,000, a good level to buy on, but 74,000 would be a level on which we can sell our position. That's one thing. Dogecoin, Solana, all these will be followed by the price variation in the Bitcoin. Right now, in my opinion, S&P 500, DAX, Dow Jones, the industrial average. Let's check it. Since this has dropped significantly, there is a possibility that in the upcoming days it will gonna recover, but it's certainly gonna take time. But if we accept this, if we go ahead with S&P 500 and Nasdaq, so yeah, these have a very good chances because these indexes specifically, in my opinion, I have spent a quite good amount of time on this index, and we have seen that the Nasdaq do recover amazingly compared to Dow Jones index as well. So keep a closer look on this. These are all the trading ideas from mine. Thank you very much for having me for today. It was lovely having conversation with you. I'll be seeing you into the next week with few more trading ideas. Have a great day. Good luck in trading. Take care, guys.